But what I wanted to do today is just introduce some work we've been doing on the why we do it and why are we here. And I suppose you've heard me talk before about the founders getting together and how we put Wealth Wizards together to try and address this advice gap that we could see opening up. So when we founded the business in 2009, it was very much about recognising the fact that financial advice was disappearing out of bank branches. It was the man from the Pru, the man from the Pearl, and the woman. That whole traditional advice sector was disappearing, and yet the demand for advice was probably going to be bigger than ever, with things like pension freedoms coming on, with people living for longer, and DB pension schemes disappearing. But what we started to realise is that advice is just it's just a process that a consumer goes through, and what we needed to do is get a lot more in touch with what it is that advice gives people, I suppose, and really start to get in touch with what it is that advice is doing for people, what the effect is of that advice, rather than the process that we take people through. And the exec team, marketing, have been leading a great project actually, which the exec team have been working on for about 3 months now, where we've really tried to get under the skin of what it is that we're really up to here, and what it is that is special and different about Wealth Wizards, so that when we apply the what we're doing, which is creating the advisor in your pocket, why are we doing that? And what is it that we're trying to do for people? So I'm going to show you a video that the team have put together, which tries to get right into the heart of that. Then I'm going to talk to you a little bit, get some comments, and then go a little bit further into a bit more.
People know they should save for tomorrow, but many are too caught up in the moment, living for today. They're either muddling through or living beyond their means. Too often the financial sector has let them down. They don't know where to turn or who to trust. So the easiest thing to do is nothing and bury their heads in the sand. But at Wealth Wizards, we believe everyone deserves the opportunity to create a positive financial future. Our expert advice and tools empower you to step up and take control, enabling you to see your present situation with fresh eyes and find better ways to plan and manage your finances. We're here to create real change in society, reminding everybody that money can help fuel a positive future. We can help make your dreams a reality while keeping your feet firmly on the ground, so you can plan your future with clarity and confidence. With our help, you can seize control of your life, and we're behind you all the way. It's time to put the optimism back into personal finance. Wealth Wizards.
Anyone want to make any comments at that point, or shall I just talk a little bit more about what's going on behind that? What do you think?
It's good.
It's really good.
Yeah, it's good.
I like the word optimism. I think a lot of talk of retirement is very negative.
Yeah.
Tries to disturb and scare people instead of reassure them. So I think that's good.
Yeah, I think that was one of the most significant things that came out of the workshops we did, is that we didn't want to get into that traditional fear of selling through fear, which is it's a bit of an easy cop out, I suppose, in financial services. But we did want to come at it from an optimistic point of view, and that's very much who we are as an organisation.
So just Andrew, sorry, who's the target audience of that? Because obviously that would make a great consumer-facing ad.
Yeah, it's not at the moment. It's not meant to be a consumer-facing ad. It's meant to be our kind of touchstone, if you like. So it's for us. It's for people we're talking to. And, we may well put it on our website. I don't really know exactly where it's going to go, but the idea is not that it's going to be like an advertising campaign. But you could see how that could be developed into an advertising campaign if we wanted it to. But at this stage, it's meant to be for us and for the people we're working with to really kind of try and remind ourselves why So we don't get too obsessed with the what, because frankly, financial advice as a what, it's a process. It's not that exciting. It's the what it does, and the why we're here. That's just a lot more empowering when we come to talk to people, and this can lift us, I think, as an organisation. It can lift the way we communicate. It can lift the way we do marketing, and the way we communicate with potential customers. It's just a much more empowering place to stand. It's almost like a place to stand, to speak from, rather than always speaking about advice, which is great, and we want to do that, but that's just a process. Let me just talk through a few slides of sort of what sits behind this and what are we now going to be doing to try and build out on this. So the first thing is oh, did I go on? Yeah, sorry, I moved on too slow. The first thing I think that you'll all recognise is that if you want to operate in the financial services business, you've got to build trust, and that's hard to do as a new brand. But here's a couple of things that we think we can really concentrate on doing, which will allow us to build trust. Firstly, making sure that we empathise with people and really get into understanding what it is that they're trying to achieve. The other thing is to deliver on our promises and don't over-promise. And the third one is this idea of speaking human, not finance. So constantly trying to find a way of taking the jargon away and speaking as human beings. And that's a hard thing to do because most of the people in our organisation are either technical from an IT point of view or technical from a finance point of view. And we've all got to kind of try and dumb that down and make it really approachable. So we call those the context building blocks. Then for consumers, I think it's often forgotten that actually just the process of feeling in control of your finances is a massive bar for people to get to. So I think a lot of financial services organisations make the mistake of trying to deliver something that might be described as sort of freedom, or you're going to find some kind of amazing, it's all about beaches and yachts and some kind of dreams. Whereas actually for a lot of people, the aspiration of feeling that your finances are under control is mostly, and I've done seen a lot of consumer research, that is actually what a lot of people aspire to, just feeling if their finances are under control, that's great, that's a good place to be. So, in that sense, we need to focus on the end user, and wealth is a means, not an end. And it's about putting people back in control of them, putting people back in control of their finances. So, I think I've already said this really, it's not just the technology, it's about people. So of course we need best-in-class technology, that's the smart technology we talk about. Of course we need top-class financial expertise, that's the financial intelligence we talk about. But despite all of that, we've got to be customer-led, not product-led. So it's about really listening to what people want. And that's really what the whole thing is really about. It's the why, not the what. Let's not get obsessed with advice. It's about why are people doing it? What is it they want? And how do we build ourselves something that stands out in the marketplace against our competitors? It's about being customer obsessed, standing out from a sea of sameness. Financial services companies all look pretty much the same. Can anyone tell me really the difference between Aviva and Standard Life and Friends Life and Barclays and Lloyds? It's pretty much a sea of sameness out there. So how do we look different? We actually take on the apathy that most people, and that's what really the video is all about. A lot of people either burying their head in the sand or just getting on with living life, and actually get people to realise that they can think about their finances in a different way. And that's our conviction really. We can help people sort things out. We can right the wrongs, we can get on their side, and everyone can have a better future. So, the kind of two words that you're gonna hear a lot more about coming out of this work is true optimism. What do we mean by true? That's our ability to be really genuine. And I think because we've got our financial intelligence team, we must always speak the truth. We're not going to be an organisation that is saying what we need to say in order to sell something. So it's because we understand people and we understand finance, we build relevant tools to help them gain clarity of their situation. That's where we really always speak the truth to people. But we speak it in an optimistic tone of voice. Because we understand and we understand finance, we provide support to help them regain their confidence so that they can create a positive future. So it's about being very truthful, open, honest, but also really optimistic. So I wanted to try and give everyone sort of 3 takeaways, things you can think about coming out of this, because there'll be lots more coming out, but what are the 3 things you can take out of today? Firstly, is to sort of focus on the benefits, so put the user at the centre of everything we do. Really, really, really think about what the user will experience from what we put in front of them. Let's be really grounded and realistic in everything we do with all of our customers. No over promises, because that really damages trust and it damages our reputation for being credible and someone you can really rely on. But it's also about being positive, so always looking for the positive way and the constructive way of putting stuff in front of customers, whether it be corporate clients or end consumers. I think that's really my final slide. And just a reminder really that that's all in service of changing 1 million people's lives, which is what we're all about. And I thought I'd just stick up the trophies to remind everybody what it is we're up to this year, and hopefully you see the connection between how we might change the marketing story to kind of make some of this all happen for it. So, any questions, thoughts? Simran.
What do you mean by custom-led, not product-led? Can you give some examples of different kinds of behaviour?
Yeah, I think it just means we've got to, when we're designing products and designing things, because we're busy building robo-advice, we can get really excited about what we're doing. But actually, it's about always listening to consumer research, always testing things with customers. I mean, it's all the stuff that we're trying to do in our product methodology. Make sure it's really, really customer driven, and that we don't get too. There's a lot of knowledge in this room, and there's a lot of clever people in this room, and we could invent some amazing stuff, but we've got to just make sure that it's doing this job, not the job that we might fancy inventing because it's clever.
Yeah, I'd really like to see it stated nice and plain that that's what we're all about, because I think it's something that we can all, kind of be proud to be associated with. But I think the other thing is it needs to become a test within the business of what we do and how we behave, all of us.
Yeah, that's good. That's good.
Are we going to build some model customers? Because we've discussed that probably we want to target 50 plus. We want to know which kind of customers they're going for. So there we've just said customers. We have a more specific target in mind.
Yeah, it's a difficult one. I think that we're in a debate at the moment about where we should point employer solutions and whether we should let the average age drift up, because obviously as people get older then they do get slightly more interested in pensions and retirement. But I think the feeling from the employer solutions team is that actually we do need an offering that covers the whole waterfront, because it's the employer that's buying our service. I think we probably need to recognise that as people get older it gets more and more relevant, but we don't want to be irrelevant to the 20 and 30-year-olds, recognising the fact that they may not just be quite as engaged in pensions and retirement type stuff. So, but I think yes, we probably do need, it's probably something that Elliot and Neil are doing at the moment, isn't it? It's building out these personas, as they call them, of what the target customers are, and I think that will help us be even more customer focused if we get really clear that this particular feature is for, so Countdown, for example, is the current product. We know that's for the 50 to 60-year-olds, so let's make sure we've got some really good personas of 50 and 60-year-olds and design for that.
When we sign up with a Big Bear, are we looking for them to buy into a vision of consumer, which is fantastic?
Yeah, I think we are, but they don't have to. It's probably the way I would put it. But yeah, I think that the way I see our the way we're engaging with Big Bears, they're not just buying our technology; they are buying everything that we are being and doing. So, you know, we need to be this company, and that is actually very appealing to a big bear who perhaps can't do our tech, but they also haven't got our financial intelligence, and they can't bring it all together in the way we're bringing it together.
So we're challenging their sameness in the same way we're challenging the sameness of the industry.
I think so, yeah, absolutely. Done?
Thanks.